Hey, long time no see. Thanks for stopping in. I figured I'd give you another little update video out here, seeing that it's been, what has it been, like 6 months now since the last one? About time. About time. Got a lot of catching up to do. So first and foremost, I gotta watch my step because it's a little precarious out here in case you haven't noticed. You see these things? They're called rocks. They make you trip. Not fun. And, yeah, so anyhow, it's just kind of roughing it here. I didn't bring a tripod. I don't know what I'm going to be doing other than walking around and trying to... Hold on. Hold that thought. Check this out. What does that look like to you? I mean, is that not a face of some kind? That's... You know what that looks like? That looks like Gumby. It looks like a zombie Gumby. A zombie version of Gumby. Hey, if anybody's looking for a band name, you know, you can fight amongst yourselves on that one. Anyhow, let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So, as I was saying, it's been a couple of months since the last update. I figured, why not bring you out here into the woods and see how it goes. I apologize for the delay. I know there's been a lot of people asking me what the heck's going on, man. It's been a long time now. The summer's already getting on. I thought this album was supposed to be out last spring. Before that, it was supposed to be last fall. Blah, blah, blah. I know. It's taken a while. We had a little... Hold on, I got to see if this is... Okay, it's still going. We had a little bit of a hang up there for a while, a few months back. My whole system crapped out on me, if you can believe that. It wasn't, thankfully, the computer aspects of it, but it was my MIDI interface, a key component to the overall recording process, as many of you producers will know. What are you going to do without that? Not a whole lot. So, thankfully, I was able to... I didn't get it up and running. I tried everything I could. I was on the phone with tech support, all this, yada yada, looking at forums. Nobody was any help to me, really, other than someone who made the suggestion that I might as well go try to buy the same one again. And I ended up doing exactly that. And for those who are wondering what kind of interface it is, it's a PreSonus Firebox. They no longer make those. I don't know why. I have a feeling it has to do with the idea of everything upgrading beyond the point of compatibility with the current computer systems that are out there now. I don't know why it's like that. It's kind of stupid. I feel like you should be able to have something that lasts for a decade or more, ideally, instead of a few years and then it craps out on you and you got to buy something new, but you end up having to buy a whole new computer system because nothing's compatible. And the guy on the horn there at the sales shop is trying to get me to upgrade everything, and I'm like, hey bro, I appreciate what you're doing here, but listen, kind of strapped for cash. I'm saving up for some pretty big things, if you know what I mean. And so we didn't go that route. Still using the old Pro Tools 9. It does everything I need it to do, so why upgrade? I don't know. It's a scam, if you ask me. But let's get down to the real brass tacks here. So the album, it's coming along really great now that I got everything up and running again. It's just about, you know, I will have to pause for a minute and reflect on what I'm about to say, because the last time I said it's almost done, it ended up not being almost done, as you, I'm sure, remember. Because here we are now in the beginning of July, as it were, and we still have a little bit to go, but I will say this, we're much, much more deeper into the process now than we were the last time I talked to you all, and we are definitely in the home stretch. I will say this, I know I said we were in the home stretch the last time. Well, now we're in the home stretch of the home stretch, so just put that in your pipe and smoke it, why don't you? We have a little bit of editing left to do there. There's a lot of little embellishments and transitions that need to kind of come together in the way that I envision them. And I'd say the most crucial aspect of this entire process is making sure the vocals are where they need to be. And right now, I don't want to give a percentage, but I will say the majority of them are where they need to be. There is still, however, about half of the vocals on the album that have yet to be redone. I have some scratch takes in there just to kind of act as a placeholder so I can build around them. And I'm going to go back and redo all of that stuff that was intended to be temporary. So I'm hoping that won't take very long, because now that I've heard it so many times, I know exactly how I want it to sound, and I'll just get in there and belt it out, and hoping this weekend I'll afford myself some time to really make leaps and bounds of progress. You know, every little minute of free time I have has been put towards making this thing come together, and definitely getting there. I definitely see it being, you know, very, very close now to completion, to the point where I can start thinking about the next step, which is the actual release and going about that. And of course, getting it mastered too, which is all part of that process, really. That's the end step. So what else can I say about the actual album itself? Maybe I can give you a brief run through of the songs. I don't really know. I don't want to give too much away because, as I have mentioned in the past, the idea of perhaps releasing it through a label will require a little bit of secrecy on that end, because I know they tend to debut things with a little bit of pomp and circumstance depending on what label it is and how big of a release it's going to be. And there's a method that has to take place, a certain methodology that needs to be considered when attempting to do that yourself. So I don't want to give too much away, but I will say that it starts off very interestingly, different, kind of almost like a shock to the system, but a pleasant shock, something that's almost, dare I say, sexual in a sense. It's very soothing, and it kind of hits you with another shock into a different sort of atmosphere, and then it tumbles into a song inside of a song, which then repels back up through the inverse of that structure back into the main shock, if you will, and closes out in a very strong note that will be repeated throughout the album. There's a, as you may remember, a theme that resurfaces, however subtly, but throughout the album there's this theme that is interwoven and kind of flows throughout each song. Not every song, but those who are attuned to higher frequencies will be able to pick up on that. And I kind of think that that adds a little bit of extra strength to the whole body of work. So moving on now to track 2. That's the standout single. This song, I'm telling you guys, this is going to be a game changer. I'm really proud of how it's sounding. The vocals on that one are basically done. They pretty much are done. That song is a wrap. I can basically release it right now if I wanted to. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really psyched about it. The production is stellar. The chorus is extremely catchy, probably one of the most catchy that I've ever come up with. So, boom. The main single right there. Moving on now, track 3. This one is very abstract in the beginning. There's a little bit of a narration going on, and there's very dreamy sort of synthesizers and guitars and waves of white noise and all kinds of crazy things to make you think, where the heck am I? What planet is this? I don't know. And it just proceeds to get more trippy from there, and very catchy though at the same time. It has a groove to it, and it will definitely break on through. Moving on now to track 4. This one here is a real special track because it features a famous vocalist, not myself of course, someone who is a guest vocalist on this particular track who did an absolute knockout job. I can't even describe to you how awesome this track is. It's an honor to even have this guy singing on it. I'm not going to say who it is. You, depending on what kind of music you're into, you probably have heard of at least one of the 2 bands that he's in right now, and they're one of my favorite bands, so it's just beyond words. I will just leave it at that. I'm real psyched to show you guys this one, and I'm sure it'll pull in some new fans from other parts of the world who have heard of this vocalist and are familiar with his work, because absolutely knockout performance. Track 5, moving on. This is kind of more of a groovy sort of feel to it, a little bit of a 60s vibe going on there. There's some John Lennon influence, a little bit of an abstract structure in that it has a sort of breakdown that changes tempo and goes into this kind of ethereal passage where the vocals are almost, I don't want to say what it is because it's kind of a surprise. Well, you'll see. It's out there. And then it goes back into this really ripping guitar solo, and then back into the main theme, and closes out with a nice, beautiful ending that builds and builds and builds until you just can't handle it anymore. Your mind explodes, and if it hasn't already, which I'm sure it will long since then, but that'll just push it on through even more to the depths of the cosmosphere, as it were. So, what can I say? I apologize for that. What track was I on? Was that 5? What's 6? What's track number 6 again? No, wait. Hold on a minute. Did I get them out of order? No. Wait. Oh, this is awkward. I'm just kind of going through it in my head right now, and I think I might have missed something. I hope I didn't, because... No, alright. Let's say I didn't miss it. No, I didn't miss it. I got it. Yeah, this next one now. Now, this next one is definitely, if not the #1 single, definitely the flip side to that. Very strong potential as being a single. It's short and sweet. It packs a punch. And it is very catchy. The chorus is real catchy, and it deals with some subject matter that's a bit esoteric and timely for certain things that are going on in the Hollywood mainstream. Kind of calls out the Illuminati shit going on there. Maybe I said too much already. It's a good song. You'll like it. You'll like it. Moving on now to track 7. I still feel like I'm missing one. Hold on a second here. This is really stupid. I'm going to have to cut the video and think now for a minute. Maybe I won't cut it. Maybe I'll just keep recording this, because it's kind of silly. As I'm standing here trying to think, I had the opener, that one, followed by that one, which then breaks into that one, yeah, to that one. Now it's, yeah, okay. Oh, alright, yeah, I got it now. I didn't mess up, right? No. Maybe I had the numbers wrong in my head. I still feel like I'm missing something. Alright, whatever. After that one comes the ballad. The power ballad. The one where you just whip out your lighter and flash it around back and forth at the live show, which probably won't happen for a while because I don't play live yet. That's going to be in the future when I can finally assemble a live lineup. Certainly on my list of things to do, but that's neither here nor there. We'll save that for another video, for another debate, as George Bush W. once famously said. It's been a long day, guys. Bear with me here. Oh, yeah, so that one there, man, it's a power ballad. It's pretty... Fuck, look at this. Spiders and shit out here. It's pretty powerful. It's pretty epic. It's catchy, and it's very... almost 50s sounding, 60s sounding. It's kind of... It has a... Alright, I'll just say this. I did probably the highest falsetto vocals I've ever done on anything in this track. And it's like... Wow, I don't know. It took forever to do it. It's pretty... It's different. It's powerful. For those people who I've showed it to, very few so far, kind of focus grouping it here and there, those people have compared it to Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons and the Beach Boys, to name a few. So, keep that in the back of your mind when you hear it. Good song. I'm real proud of that one as well. Deals with a lot of sentimental things and some things I've gone through in my past, just kind of a cathartic, artistic experience, an experiment in sound and emotion and passion and the dying of passion and the rebirth of passion. And now the title track. Boom, track number 8, the title track of the album. I will not say what that title is, because that is yet to be named. Actually, no, it's not. It does have a name. I'm just not going to name it for you right now, because that's going to be a surprise later down the line. So, we have the title track, and man, is this an epic one. Now this, if you guys know the first album, you know Subearth and Patchwork Taurus. Well, picture that one on steroids, smoking a joint. That's this song. It's all over the stratosphere in terms of psychedelics and textures. There's a lot of texture, a lot of different elements going on, and again, the theme resurfaces and presents itself in a unique sort of way. that will very much strengthen the feel up until this point. This is the second to last song on the album that I'm talking about right now, this title track. It's an epic one in length and sound. It's I can't remember offhand what it is, but it's at least 7 or 8 minutes, I want to say. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a little less, but it's where it needs to be. It's not too long, not too short. It is a journey through, well, I guess you'll find out, won't you? Through many different things. Many different things. Lyrically, it's pretty out there as well. So for those initiates, you'll find yourself entertained, I hope. It's a good one, man. It's real out there. But enough of that now. We're getting to the real final crescendo right now. Ironically enough, it sort of tapers off into a more peaceful kind of vibe before that crescendo, but let me tell you, when that hits, boom, you're going down. You're going down with a ship, because it's a real powerhouse. There's a lot of different things going on there. I touch on some different genres almost. Well, yeah, absolutely. I definitely touch on some surprising textural soundscapes that you will soon hear when this finally comes out, and hopefully it'll go over well. I don't know, it's a little bit of a kind of crazy idea I had. At first I thought I wasn't going to do it, but then I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to throw it in there, because I think it fits kind of cool, and it adds a nice contrast to what comes after it. It has a very high, jovial, emotional sound, and then reality hits, and it slams you into the ground and makes you cry out to the heavens, wondering, how did I get here, all the way down here, and what am I going to do to get back up, and will I ever get back up, and is it even possible to get back up? And you'll be left feeling that kind of introspective mentality when the song finally ends, and the album comes to a close, and the vinyl screeches to a halt, and you sit there, put the pipe down, lie back on the bed, and say, yes, this album is a masterpiece. I'm only kidding. Being a little dramatic here. I don't know. Yeah, it's great. I think it's going to be real cool. I don't know where I was going with that. Trying to almost do an improv kind of thing there. Yeah, man, it's real cool. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's powerful, and I feel like it acts as the perfect closer to the album. And it'll just wrap everything up real nicely. It reintroduces that theme for one last final push over the edge, and it's going to take you with it. So I can't wait to show you guys. There's a lot of extra things I want to tack on to this video, not in terms of the album so much as my own personal life and some things I want to share with you, but I'm going to save that for another time, because I have a feeling, I didn't check what the time code is yet. Oh my god, we're almost hitting 20 minutes. It's 18 something. Damn, that's crazy. I'm going to have to cut this now. Anyhow, if you somehow watched it all the way to the end, God love you, because I don't know what the hell I was talking about half this time, but thanks for hanging in there. Sorry for the wait. We're going to get this album out to you soon, real soon, sooner than later. I'm giving this everything I've got. So thank you for bearing with me here, and we will see you next time. Have a great summer, and have a good one. Enjoy the weekend. See you next time. Take care.